Greetings and welcome. Today we're going to take a little detour because I'm still waiting for parts for the last project so that we can complete that. But I want to share with you guys something I've been using in one of my alternate DAWs, which I use, which is AUM. And what I have here is my old APC40 and AUM and this app called Mozaic by Brand Brothers. This app allows us to write scripts for manipulating MIDI messages. So what I've done here is I've done a script that controls various functionality of the APC40. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about this thing, and then I'm going to show you how to configure the scripts so that if you have an APC40 and you have the Brand Brothers Mozaic application, you could do the same thing on your iPad. Okay, so what is this thing? What I'm sharing with you guys today is a combination of two scripts. And these are scripts for the Mozaic app. And basically what they do is they add functionality to my APC40 so that I can use it inside of AUM. You probably can use it with other DAWs as long as they support MIDI routing between AUV3 plugins. Okay, so I haven't actually tried it on any other DAWs on the iPad, but I'm 99% sure that it should work. Okay, today I'm going to be sharing you my AUM setup though. Okay, so why is this valuable? Well, this is valuable because, I have this really old piece of gear here. I don't want to get rid of it. It's fully functional. It works great. And it gives me hands-on control for AUM. AUM is wonderful. It's a great tool, but it has some flaws, and mostly in the way you interact with it. It's really hard, for example, if you configure AUM to get a view of all your channel strips in one screen, right? As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, and that's about it. But this way, I can map things to the pads to automatically launch apps, which allow me then to do things with them really easily, right? So I don't have to look around for the thing. I just map it to something and it brings it up, right? The other thing that it can do is I can map my faders and treat this like a mixer, right? And then not only that, but I have banks of encoders that can send CC data to various aspects of AUM as well as the plugins that are being loaded from it. So you can it's a way to control plugins from a tactile point of view. Each one of these banks, there's one set of banks per track, per channel, right? And then each one has 2 banks of 8 encoders with 4 sets of encoders each. So do the math here, okay? That's a lot of control in one little package, right? Okay, so let's take the next few minutes and talk about how you install and configure this, okay? The files will be available. Just check the description. You can get them from there. And then now I'm going to walk you through how to set this up. Installation and configuration. So first off, the first time you do this, I'm going to assume that you've never done this before. So we're going to start with a brand new project. First, we're going to bring up Mozaic. Okay. And then once we brought it in here, I'm going to select everything. Delete it. And so then what you're going to do is You're going to go to wherever, you have the two files that you're going to download, and you're going to download two files, APC40.mos, MOZ, sorry, and APC40-out.moz. So first, you just select everything, copy it, right? Then we move back into AUM, and you paste it, upload, and now this is here. Now, to make it easy for reuse later on, what I suggest is that you save it. And you're going to pick a name, something like APC. Just APC is fine, or you can call it APC in. That also works, okay? And then you save it. Okay, I'm going to cancel it because I already have it saved. And then so what you're going to do next is you're going to do the same process, right? Delete everything. And you're going to do that for the other file, which is the APC out, APC40 out. You select everything, you copy it, you bring it into here, you paste it, you upload it, and you save it. And this time you're going to call it APC out. Once you have those two things configured, then just to make it easy, I'm going to clear everything again. Okay. And I'm going to create 1 audio track, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then 1 MIDI track. And now I'm going to launch Mosaic again. This time I'm actually going to do 2 of them. Okay, and what I'll do here is I'll load the 2 files that I created, APC in and APC out. Okay, next piece is we need to configure all the MIDI routing so there's communication for this. The APC40 receives MIDI data on channel 1. So that channel is reserved. And because of it, and to make it simpler, that's why I split this into 2 scripts so that there is no interference between what communicates with your DAW and what needs to communicate with the APC40. So how this works is the APC in script needs to receive MIDI information from the APC40. And it is also going to send information to the APC40. So that piece is done. The APC out is going to receive data from the first APC in, so this top one. And it's going to send data. It's going to send data to MIDI control. This is the built-in MIDI control for AUM itself. Okay, so once you've configured the MIDI routing here, then if you hold down Shift and tap tempo, it should light up this way. This is if you get this view, that means you have configured MIDI for the APC correctly. The other thing is, by default already, you already get all of these well, you should. These faders should work automatically. This one, for some reason, is not working. Oh, and the reason for it is because channel 1 is reserved for communication with the APC, so it's not going to be sending any MIDI information out of it. So we need to map that one manually. While we're at it, let me also talk about mapping the rest of the buttons, because those have to be done manually. So what we do is we go into channel settings, right? Channel controls. You're gonna learn, move this button, and now it should work, right? While we're over here, let's take care of these other ones. So again, in channel controls, mute, we're gonna select MIDI learn, we're gonna disable cycle, and we're gonna enable invert. This is for mute. Okay, and then for solo, we're going to learn and disable cycle, but leave it as is. And then for record, we're going to learn, disable cycle, and leave it as is. And then you'll repeat everything, you know, for all the other, for the rest of them. Okay, I'm not going to go through them. You get the idea. So if I press it right now, right, it's soloed, and then mute, and it's green when it's actually enabled. Okay, so now this takes care of this, the track configuration. The other thing I like to do is I like to map the transport buttons and the top tempos and things like that in here. And those you can do just simply by going into MIDI control and then selecting what it is that you want to trap here, right? So here's transport, MIDI parameters. And so, for example, you can play the toggle play into maybe this guy. And so that will just, actually, no, that's not the one we want. Let's clear that. I think it's this one. Okay, so that starts play, and then stop rewind. It's this guy. And then while we're at it, we could do record, right? Which should be somewhere in here. Toggle record. Okay. And so now we have our transports, right? Let's see. And similarly, you can do, you know, whatever you want with any of these. These are not enabled. They don't send any MIDI information. These buttons are reserved, and I'll explain what they are in a minute. But these guys can be mapped. You can map all of these and all of these. These can also be mapped. I have this map to, you know, adjust tempo, but you could easily adapt it to like headphone volume if you wanted to use it like a DJ mixer, for example. So you get the idea here, right? So next thing I want to talk about is this matrix. So like, let's say you have an app loaded. I'm just going to pick some random app here. What it is irrelevant. So one thing I can do is if I pull the app, this thing here, right? If you go in here, now you can start mapping everything. So show plugin, say I want to map it to this thing. So I go learn, I map it. And since I mapped it, I can hold shift, hit it, and now I have a visual representation that there's something mapped in that button, right? So when I press it now, it'll bring it up or down. Let's say I wanted to map one of these things, right? So there's that little, you know, mapping thing. And I want to maybe choose, I don't know, let's pick this guy, right? This button, this knob right here. I want that to control, say, this knob, right? So I can go learn, and I've just learned it. And so now, when I disable this, I have control in here. Yeah. And similarly, you can do that with everything. Now, the good thing about here is each one of these is going to be sending different. These are different knobs, right? So this is different than that, right? And it remembers. All of this information is kept on the script. So that what that means is that you can, if you save the preset with whatever settings you have, it will remember it. Also, if you save, even if you haven't saved the preset, but you save your plugin, your project, it will remember. So this is really, really useful, right? Because you can save all sorts of settings and stuff and recall them with your project. Not only do you have all these banks, but each track has 4 sets of banks, and they're all different. So see, this one has different values than that, and they all remembered. Same with these ones at the top. the matrix right here also has different modes. And I've only configured 2 of them. So if these buttons right here, what they do is they control this matrix of pads. And if none of them are lit, that's the default mode, it's this. But if I press the first button, it gives me another set of pads that can be assigned to other things because they send different MIDI note information. And I can also toggle between those 2, okay? These modes are not configured. They're just empty right now. I have some ideas of how we could expand this. I just haven't had time to do it. The code is going to be available for you guys in a GitHub repo. So if you have some ideas or want to contribute and expand it, please, I welcome it. You know, let's make this better. For example, this could easily be turned into scales so that we can actually play an instrument. This could maybe be a sequencer, you know, just some ideas. But anyway, yeah, so there you have it. That is the installation configuration as well as some of the functionality from this. Oh, one last thing before I forget. Once you've configured all of this stuff, one way to make sure you don't have to do this all this time is just save it and make sure you rename as default. If you name this project as default, then the next time you load a new project, right? So when you clear it, you say default right here, and automatically it will bring everything up. And look at what happens here. Boom, automatically gets loaded. Yeah, I use it primarily so that I don't have to look for my apps in here. And I have things that I map. Sometimes what I do is whatever is on the master channel, I will map it to controls for each specific channel, for example. Or what I do sometimes is the first bank will be for controlling the channel controls or a channel strip, and then additional ones, you know, additional banks could be for specific plugin ones. I mean, that's how I do it. And then, you know, and then of course the clip launch buttons, they just bring up that app, which allows me then to further do, you know, touch it, because at the end of the day, this is a touch interface, right? The iPad is a touch interface. So we don't really need all of this. This is just to facilitate the interaction with the app. So yeah, I'm curious to know how you guys use it, what you guys do, how you guys expand it. Let's make this better. I think, you know, there's so many of these things out there that you can pick one of these up for, I think I've seen them as low as $50. You know, obviously not where I live because everything is very expensive where I live, but definitely in the US, I've seen these for as little as $50. So, you know, you find one, you grab that. Now you have a very capable MIDI controller for AUM. Yeah, all right. In conclusion, let's see, I showed you about the scripts. I showed you how to install it, how to configure it. All right, so yeah, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you want to stay in tune and find out about more shenanigans that I'm doing in my studio or in my lab, then be sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.